Let's do it. So, starting from the top, as always, we'd like to start with our winners of the week. Who do you got for that?
I'm giving this one to Sunderland because they did the double over Newcastle, and they're just having a great season.
Yeah.
We shouted them out earlier in the season, but huge result for them to beat Newcastle for the second time. So they're my winners of the week.
Yeah. I can agree with that as well. Sunderland, like you said, did the double over their league rivals. And then on top of that, they leapfrog them in the standings as well as a result of that
Oh
win. So
wow,
they're now
nice!
above Newcastle in the table.
I was
And
pulling
if
that
they
up. That's
could,
huge.
yeah, if they got as a promoted team, for them to even be in 11th place is a huge achievement in itself. Then to do the double over their league rivals and to be ahead of them in the table right now, if they can somehow manage to finish the season ahead of Newcastle, that is the biggest, I feel like, slap in the face as far as a rivalry goes.
Hmm.
And I know when Sunderland got promoted, Newcastle fans were making jokes about, free 6 points and all this and that coming into the season. So I know these Sunderland fans are loving that. So I like that shout for winner of the week.
Yeah, that must be feel so good as a Sunderland fan to be able to talk shit back to Newcastle, especially with all the money Newcastle has and everything
Yeah.
going for them. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure there's been a lot of big bro, little bro talks, and right now Sunderland's making them look like the little brothers right now. So good for
Hmm.
them. What about loser of the week? What do you got for me there?
I think you put this one down, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory with Spurs.
Yeah.
Another loss. They look pretty poor. Um, but yeah, you wrote this down. So anything you wanted to say on that, other than them losing the huge match to Forest?
Um, Not really. I think everyone understands the situation and why they would be the losers. I mean, such a big club for them to be in the situation that they are. It's almost like unbelievable to an extent. Like maybe it should be
Hmm.
believable considering how low they finished last season. But it is crazy to see that it is actually becoming a bit of a possibility. The vibes there, I feel like, could not be any worse. And that's just such a demoralizing. Like, it's not even like they really fought well and like they got robbed at the end or like Forrest got like a late winner or anything. It was just kind of like, standard 3-0 loss to a team that you should be better than. And I'm seeing clips on Twitter afterwards. I need to watch more of the game myself. Like, I was half watching that game, more watching the Villa match, but I've seen clips of like Romero, who's supposed to be their club captain, like not tracking back well and that resulting in a Forest goal and stuff like that. It just feels like the players are either checked out, low on confidence. It just all the vibes there are off. Everything that you want from a football club, it's not going well right now. And so they're my losers of the week.
Yeah, they're in a very bad spot right now. Like you said, the players don't want to be playing. They're getting red cards on purpose to not have to even play for them. A little facetious there, but yeah, they're I hope they go down because that would be hilarious, and there's a really good
Yeah.
chance of that happening.
Yeah.
And
I'm really,
I
I
think
got
they're in the worst form of West Ham and Forest, so I think they're gonna go down.
exactly
I don't see
like,
anything changing. It's so bad there.
Like they almost need something favorable at this point for them not to go down, which is crazy to say.
Hmm.
And I'm looking at them. I'm like, do you fire Igor Tudor right now and see if you can get any sort of good vibes in the building at this point, or do you have to ride out with him for the last 7 games of the season because you don't want to introduce something new at this point? I don't know. Very tough decision. And I see all day today, I've been seeing with them to Roberto De Zerbi. Apparently, De Zerbi is one of their top candidates if they are able to stay up. And kind of sucks that they have like a carrot dangling in front of them. Like they could get a decent manager if they can stay up. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's motivation for the players to like do better because they're like you could get a good new manager coming in or what it is. But yeah,
I think Deserve
mess
would
of
be
a
a
situation.
terrible hire, though. He doesn't
Yeah,
stick around anywhere. I think things will start getting bad, and he just would quit. And like, I don't think he's got the best attitude to bring into a club that's struggling and needs grit and someone to stick with them and pull them up by the bootstraps. So it'd be interesting if they do stay up, if they go for him. I don't think that'd be a good fit, though. I hadn't seen that
yeah,
though.
yeah. It sounds like their top two candidates are either him or Poch.
Mm.
So we'll see. Uh, I don't know. For a little bit, I thought I was seeing some fight in Spurs and a little bit of togetherness despite the results, but this past weekend feels like it was the opposite of that. But
Hmm.
we shall see. Something to monitor. Um, let's move on though. Next for me was the match of the week, and I put this one down so I can take it. The match of the week for me was the Tyne-Wear Derby, and if you're not aware, that is Newcastle versus Sunderland. We spoke a little bit about Sunderland at the top of the pod with our winners of the week, but just kind of wanted to re-emphasize this match and like this is one of the most heated actual real rivalries I feel like in football when it comes to derbies. And so the fact that that game played out the way that it did, Sunderland giving up an early goal to Gordon and seemed like Newcastle could maybe run away with it. At least that's how I felt because I thought Newcastle were in a bit better form, not perfect form, but a bit better form coming into it. Sunderland had been struggling. It was at St. James Park. Newcastle were going to want revenge for the match earlier in the season, and Sunderland still found a way to grind out that result, and they got the Brian Broby winner at the end. So box office, for a derby to end with a 90th minute winner from the away team, I thought was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well deserved and awesome result for them.
Yeah. And then let's go on to the moment of the week. This one was you, so I'll let you take it.
Yeah, this is one that won't be a moment of the week for everyone, but definitely will be for you and I. It's another team that's in poor form. But my moment of the week is Everton thwacking Chelsea this weekend 3-0.
Yep.
They just looked like they were all over them. Chelsea looked lost out there. Their big players weren't performing. They just got destroyed by Everton.
They did. They did. I was watching that one very closely because I've been very curious about this Chelsea team. Because I think when they first started winning games, I kind of kept saying, like, I'm just not really sure about Liam Senior. And then, like, now it seems like the vibes are the complete opposite, where they started off winning 4 in a row. Now they've lost 4 in a row. And everyone's calling for his head, saying he's not going to last. Christian was telling me that he thinks the players have quit on him already and stuff like that. And they're just a very interesting team. But watching Everton smack them down was very satisfying. One, because I've had a lot of fun rooting for Everton. I like Njai. I like James Garner a lot. He's become one of my new favorite players. I've always liked James Garner because he's a United Academy graduate, but this season especially, I think he's shown his level. And he got rewarded with in England his first ever England call up because of it. So shout out to James Garner, but I love rooting for Beto for some reason. Him and Tierno Berry, I like rooting for. They just have such likable players. So watching this Everton do that to Chelsea was awesome.
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall is likable too.
Dewsbury Hall, exactly.
Getting his chance at Everton after you're getting subbed at Chelsea too. So doing it over his old team. I forgot about that until just now.
Yep. Love David Moyes as well. Honestly, it's just a lot to root for. So that was very satisfying for me.
Yeah, everyone wrote off David Moyes, and he's doing a stand-up job at Everton. I thought Sanchez was particularly bad. He had some really bad mistakes, which is he's always capable of doing and seems to do very often, and they're very fun to watch. Beto kind of knocking him down, when the ball off of him. Don't know how that didn't lead to a goal. And then I thought Caicedo was so average today.
Yeah.
Or not today, but during the game. Njai was all over him. I just think he didn't look very good. And I shared this with you previously, but I'd never want to hear the Caicedo versus Rice debate ever again after seeing Caicedo over the weekend.
Yeah, I can hear that for sure. I think all of Chelsea honestly looked pretty poor. Everyone's been running with the stat that they flashed during the game that Chelsea have been outrun in every single match that they've played this season, which is a crazy stat, honestly.
Wow. That is
been outrun by the opposition in every single match. I thought it was bad because earlier that day, I think it was Liverpool came first. I can't remember which one I saw this first, but Liverpool have been outrun in every single match besides 5 this season, and then Chelsea have just straight up been outrun in every single match, which I thought was just a hilarious stat. And they just looked like I do understand the kind of giving up on the manager or why people would think that, because they looked like they just weren't a team. They weren't cohesive. They looked like a bunch of individuals running around out there. The vibes seemed bad. There's a lot of throwing up of arms, and people whenever a mistake happens, it just doesn't seem like they're really pulling for each other. I don't know if that's just maybe that's an effect of having such young players and inexperienced players. You don't really have that. Reece James is kind of their leader, and he's out injured right now. And so without him, who really steps up and takes on that role? I don't know. But I don't know. If I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm not feeling great about the direction of the team right now. I don't think they'll ever be bad because they just have so much quality in the team, but I would be a little bit worried about what I saw against Everton.
Yeah, that's well said. That's something I've seen and noticed, but never really consciously thought about, how the players all kind of give up on each other, don't have a true togetherness, real grit. But I can't say I'm surprised with how they build and structure their team. Yeah. They have way too many players. They buy brand new players every year or two, ship new players off, bring in managers all the time. So it's not surprising whatsoever. and it
Yeah,
shows both in how they react as a team and their running stats.
yeah, exactly. I think that's well said, and we can leave that there for now.
Mhm.
Gonna monitor Chelsea moving forward because I do think Rosinho's a decent manager. I think he was looking worse than he probably should right now, but we'll see if he can survive finishing the season poorly if it keeps up like this.
Mhm.
Let's move on to goal or goals of the week. What do you have for me here?
I liked Njai's keeping on the Everton Chelsea game. Njai's goal was really nice. Took the long ball over the top, brought it down, cut in, and I can't remember if it was one on one on Caicedo the entire time or caught on someone and Caicedo went to close him down, and he hit a curler from 17 out right in front of Caicedo, top bins. Very nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Make
very
it 3
like I
0.
mean the replay that we could see it was I mean it's as upper 90 as you can get. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that was an awesome little still when I saw the photo of that. So yeah, what a finish, and that's probably my goal of the week as well. Um, and then I see you got another one from that game, so I'll let you talk about that as well.
Yeah, just an honorable mention to Beto's first goal. I just really like the way he kind of toe poke chipped that. Really nice finish. I feel like he's not known for his finishing, and sometimes if he has too much time, he'll mess it up. But that was really well taken goal by him, and then I liked his LeBron James celebration on him too.
Yeah. Yeah. I do love the LeBron James celebration from Beto. Like I said, he's
Hmm.
just a player that I love to root for. He misses so many chances, but when it comes off, it like is electric. I don't know why, just something about him. So great
He's
to see that.
he's got that hint of craziness in him, like in his
Yeah.
eyes. So when
Yeah,
something goes well, and
exactly.
he is able to like unleash his joy. It's awesome.
Yeah, he reminds me of Rudiger.
I was just about to say he's got the same look as Rudiger in his face, in his
Yeah.
eyes.
They're probably built the same exact way, so it's probably why, but like I definitely see the Rudiger in him.
Same.
And then my honorable mention for goal of the week, just to show that I'm not completely biased against Villa. I'm going to give an honorable mention to John McGinn's goal. Not so much, I mean, good finish from McGinn, but I just wanted to give it for like a unique, kind of fun set piece routine. Like you don't really see, like it wasn't just your typical, what everyone's complaining about, crowding the keeper and stuff like that set piece. It was well worked, well timed, definitely training ground routine. So I'll give them credit for that. If you haven't seen the goal, definitely go watch that back.
Yeah, it was a really nice finish by him again. Curled it like right at the side netting.
Yep. And good for honestly good for them to have him back. I do as much as I've been down on Villa. I will acknowledge that they've been missing a lot of key players in Tielemans and McGinn and I think Kamara as well.
Hmm.
So a lot of their key players I think are starting to come back. I think I saw Tielemans played. And then McGinn definitely is back, who I think is huge for them. So yeah, maybe that'll be a little bit of an upturn in form for them.
I could see that.
Uh,
McGinn is crucial.
yep. And then player slash performance of the week. For me, I wrote these two down and I'll let you guys take your pick from it. But for me, it was either Beto, because I thought he played really well against Chelsea. He probably actually deserves it over Welbeck for me, which was my other shout, was Danny Welbeck, who had a brace against Liverpool in the win there. He played a really crucial role, but Beto had 2 goals and he had the flick on for the assist for the Njai's third goal. So I thought Beto had an incredible game. So he's my player of the week.
Nice. I like that shout. And I also like the Welbeck shout. I was thinking about him for putting him down for the underperformer of the week.
Yeah.
Or
Or
I was
the
thinking
unsung hero.
unsung hero of the week, but decided not to. But yeah, 2 goals by him. Can always count Danny Welbeck and always enjoy cheering for and rooting for him.
Yeah, I'll give
And
Danny Welbeck his. Oh, go ahead.
I say, and 2 goals against Liverpool to beat Liverpool too. Take that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I'm gonna give Danny Welbeck his flowers, even though he's not my player of the week. I'll give him his flowers and say, I mean, the guy just always shows up. He's a top level striker. He knows what to do. His movement's good. Finishing, he can finish with both feet, finish with his head. I feel like he can kind of do it all.
Hmm.
And what is he, 35 years old or something like that?
Something like
30,
that. Yeah.
like he's up there in age and he's still moving like he's youthful. And I was saying, like I said this on my story, like honestly, I don't see why England don't give him a shout for going to the World Cup. I mean, I think he's playing just as well as the other strikers. I think they decided to bring who Solanke and Calvert Lewin on this last international trip, I believe.
I think so. I looked at it, but don't remember who exactly was on it.
I can't remember, but I think I remember seeing the striker names and like I think they're just also trying to give Harry Kane a little bit of a break because I think he's joining the team late. But
Hmm.
still, I think Danny Welbeck, all that to say, at least deserves to be in the discussion for one of the players being brought to England, especially if you can finish the season strong or
Yeah,
brought to the World Cup.
yeah, he's on 12 goals, fifth in the league in goals, and he's played 800 minutes less than or Thiago, who's ahead of him. But like
Yeah.
Thiago, that was for reference because Thiago's played like 90 in every single game. So 800
Hmm.
less, 18 on 1800 minutes to have 12 goals. Good return for Danny Welbeck at 35.
For sure. For sure. Now let's move further down our awards list for game week 31. Next for me was the unsung hero of the week. I also wrote this one down, so I will take it. For me, it is Brian Brobby from Sunderland. He's my unsung hero of the week because obviously he got the winner and he's going to get his plaudits for the goal against Newcastle this past weekend. But I think he's been great for them. He's their top scorer, I believe, this season. But for me, it's been his contributions and in the moments that they've come. So he had the winner against Newcastle. And then if you remember earlier in the season, it was his hold up play and then his assist that beat Chelsea with the last minute winner earlier in the season away at Stamford Bridge, I'm pretty sure as well. And then it was also his goal against Arsenal late in that match that gave Sunderland an important draw against them. And I'm pretty sure he's got maybe one other situation similar to that I'm forgetting, but I think he scored some massive goals. He's someone that was linked with Premier League teams for a while, but never quite got his move. And then Sunderland gave him his chance, and I think he's taken it and he's showing that he can stick around. He's a bit of an unorthodox striker where he's a juice head. He's built like a linebacker, but he uses that strength really well and may not be like the prettiest striker or anything like that, but I think he's a great player. So he's my unsung hero.
Yeah, you definitely saw what he's working with when he took off his shirt for that celebration. Dude is ripped.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
jacked.
Dude is jacked. His thighs are built like, I don't like logs, man.
Yeah.
So I understand why his hold up play is so good, man. I
Hmm.
had good luck pushing that guy off the ball.
No way. Yeah, between how big his strong his legs are and that core strength he's got, yeah, you not push him off the ball.
But yeah, that's my unsung hero. And then moving on, I think the last award we've got is funny moment of the week. So what do you got for me here?
Yeah, this was between funny moment of the week and just moment of the week for me because there weren't too many highlights from the Arsenal City EFL Cup final, and we haven't talked about it at all in any of these awards.
Mm-hmm.
But my funny moment of the week / moment of the week was when Ben White got his get back at Turkey for Arsenal and all of the fans after Turkey did those keepy ups
Yeah.
in the second half. So I really enjoyed Ben White doing that as he
Yeah.
should.
Yeah. Me too.
Turkey should have known it coming. Guardiola gave a little head shake when Turkey did it. He
Yep.
knew he shouldn't have done it. So that was good to see. One of the few highlights of the match.
Yeah. Yeah. I laughed when I saw it as well. Actually, I thought that was pretty awesome. He took the yellow. He said whatever.
Mhm. I was watching my friends. I told my friends because things weren't looking too good. Like we need a Ben White shithousery moment to get us back in this game to get us fired up.
Yeah.
Granted, it didn't work, but at least we got it.
Yeah, yeah. Cherokee, he's one that I wanted to talk about, which I feel like we can talk about it. Or it's probably gonna flow right into this because this is our last award. Then we're gonna talk about the cup final anyway. So I'll talk about it now. But man, he was feeling himself yesterday as far as like one, he was playing pretty well, but then two, just the shithousery. Like he is, I think, quickly gonna turn himself into a villain figure in the Premier League because what he was doing yesterday with like the keepy ups, he had that one little moment where he like kind of kept like he could have just taken the ball to the corner, but he kind of kept like faking like he was going to drive the ball in the box, pulling out, doing all these like foot tricks, pull out, and then sent in across. And then he had the moment where he was on the ground rolling around like he was hurt, and then kind of like went over to the crowd and like did like I don't know how to describe. He was like laying on the ground posing like he was trolling and then kept rolling back over like he was hurt again. And then there was like at the end of the game during while all the City fans or not City fans, while all the City players were over there clapping the fans and celebrating with the fans. There's a fan angle of him, someone in the stadium. He's just laying in the middle of the field, like far away from all the City players, just like laying around. I think he's like on his phone. Like, I don't know what he was doing, but like, it just wasn't even like over there with the rest of the team clapping. Like, he just seems like he's got a little bit of nutcase in him or a troll. Like, I think he's a troll, I think is a good way to put it. And so I think that's going to be something to watch out for as he gains more confidence and gets a bigger role in this City team, like he might be adding a little bit more of that personality of Shithousery back to the league.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if Pep can handle that because I feel like he does not like that type of player, and he
Yeah,
needs someone that's more gonna like more follow what he says to do. But yeah, it was definitely seeing a lot of that, and
yeah,
you're right, he could easily become a villain.
yeah. I was watching out
I've
for
been
that
I've
actually.
been a fan of Turkey too, like his
Me
Leon
too.
days and stuff. Even at City up until now, was totally fine with him. Thought he was a really good player. He is a great player, but haven't had any issues. But that kind of pissed me off. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's on the villain
I
watch list.
he was one of my favorite up and coming players for a while, watching his OG Leon highlights, but then he made himself a villain at Old Trafford. I forget exactly what he did, but he was basically like trolling our fans and like flicking them off and stuff like that. Um and he was being really cocky when they were up against us at Old Trafford before we had that crazy comeback. And that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Mhm.
And then I saw afterwards when he signed for City, he was like, I can't wait to go back and like crush Manchester United or whatever he said. Like ever since he started doing that, I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
screw this guy, man.
Yeah.
I hope he, I don't hope he flops. Like he's fun for the league, so I hope he does well, but not against us at least.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how I
Um,
feel too.
but
Jack
I
and
was
I
watching him. Oh god,
I was say Jack and I would buy him in FIFA career mode for like many years in a row just because he has such high
yeah,
potential. It was fun to play with.
yeah. I was watching him. I was really looking for his reaction or Pep's reaction when he pulled him off the pitch at the end of the game to see uh like if he was going to give him a talking to for like the
Mhm.
show buddy stuff and stuff like that. But he gave him a good embrace. So I guess
Okay.
Pep's like, I feel like Pep kind of sees him as like the troubled son that he's trying to really get the best out of, but doesn't want to also like, I think Pep probably is aware of like oh, he ruins players and stuff like that thing. So he's probably trying to find a good balance there with Shirky as well.
Yeah, also like not the time to do that really in the cup final. You've got it
Yeah.
won, like beat us handedly. No point in souring it for anyone
Yeah.
and making like a
And
talking point out of something that shouldn't be
yeah.
during this day.
And then it'll also be interesting because who knows if Pep will even be here next season.
Exactly.
There's a lot of rumors, so like maybe it won't even be a thing anyway.
Mm-hmm. Not my problem.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I guess on that note, we can just jump right into the rest of the cup final discussion, and I'll let you take the reins from here.
Sounds good.